Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Of course, back here with Scott. We're gonna do a little intro with Prakash coming soon. Just let everyone know. I know people have asked, but today we're gonna learn more about kind of analytics insight as well as do a little demo towards the kind of second half. But first things first, Scott, how are you?
I'm excellent, Jason.
Good, good. I know you're about to do some sailing, so obviously thanks for taking the time. But here to intro, I guess. We're gonna do a little overview. We're gonna kick it off. Let's imagine we both walk into the hotel elevator on the 30th floor, and I say, "Wow, Scott, interesting. Tell me a little bit about Analytics Insight. I know nothing. What would you kind of give us the elevator pitch?"
Yeah, sure. Yeah, AnalytixInsight, we're a Canadian fintech company, an AI company at our heart. So we built a machine learning platform to help provide analytics on financial fundamentals of publicly traded companies worldwide. And we've gone on to partner with one of the leading banks in Europe, and we've built together for them a stock trading research and trading application that we'll be demoing later on today. So it's the sector space is a hot space, most notably recently because of Robinhood, and we're in that game.
Yeah, no, awesome. A lot of those kind of platforms, Robinhood, Wealthsimple, Questrade, all these things people can, definitely very familiar with. I'm sure some people watching this probably use those platforms. So obviously, a space that's definitely been growing. And I guess here, let's dive into the business side of it, the money making side of, talk to me through kind of, how the company makes money, and then we'll lead that into kind of like the blue sky, opportunity for the company itself.
Yeah, sure. So what we do is we create content. We're in the content creation business, and we do that mostly through machine created narratives, which our platform is capable of. So we do a lot of computations, calculations, narrative sentence structures, and so on. So what that allows us to do is generate research reports on demand. So we do that on 50,000 publicly traded companies. We deliver those reports to Refinitiv, which is the former spinout from Thomson Reuters. They're one of the largest data providers in the business today. They were just recently acquired by the London Stock Exchange for 27 billion. So we're a data supplier to them, and we deliver a lot of content material through to them. We also have, like I said, partnered with one of Europe's leading banks, and together we're building a number of fintech applications for them, not only stock trading related, but other fintech research related. And we have a product, Investo Pro, that we're soon to launch. We've actually introduced it, and that's really our blue sky. Even though that division is already making money, it's already profitable, that division's doing 6 million or so a year in revenue. But the real blue sky for our story will be when we launch the stock research and trading platform and start generating revenues from it. And so we've launched the platform. We are just getting ready to enable the stock trading component, but we're already attracting some 2.5 million users that are coming per month that are coming to the platform just for the information that we're already providing there. We've partnered with Samsung in Europe on this initiative, so it's a big initiative. And that will be a real key driver. That'll be the key driver of our revenue growth in our company moving forward.
Yeah, no, love it. Obviously, exciting, and we'll get to the demo here in a few minutes. Kind of last question for you. I wanted to chat kind of just how you guys are a little different than those for people have never heard of the company. How you guys different than other kind of trading platforms like Robinhood, like Questrade, like Wealthsimple that a lot of people are used to and obviously migrating to. Curious why you guys think you're different and better.
Yeah, no, which is a very fair question. I get asked it a lot. I like using analogies. It's my analytical brain that comes through. So I look at it in the world of financial trading. It's a bit like if you were to take an airplane analogy. So at the front of the plane, you have business class with full service, full everything. Back of the plane is really no frills, low cost. We are aiming for the middle of the plane. So the premium economy, if you will, whereby a user will be able to trade a stock and manage their investments with less frills, but do it on their own at a cheaper cost, yet have a lot more tools available to them than what they would if it was just a straight discount trading platform or free trading platform only. So the market that we're in is to provide not just trading services, because there are a number of trading platforms. What we're doing is delivering rich content information that allows investors who wish to trade on their own or to trade in a discount fashion to be able to do that equipped with much better information to make better investment decisions and trading decisions. So we arm them with a lot of really good material and information to be able to do that. And so we're a low cost trading solution. We're not free, but we're really rich in content. And so we think that market is a big market, and we're adding our AI capabilities to that in terms of our research, fundamental analytics, and so on that we deliver, helps to provide that user with a really a comfortable assistance as they manage their own investments and their own trading ideas.
Yeah, no, extremely interesting. And I know we'll dive into this in the future, but for those, of course, that are using Wealthsimple or Robinhood, there's not much else there in terms of info. Even people scrolling on Yahoo Finance, there's not too much there. From generated content and other kind of analytical, no pun intended, information for people to look at. But maybe without further ado, here I'll pass you, kind of share screens, and we can hop into a few of these, and I think really kind of make it real for a few people. So here, just shot you host, and let's dive into a few examples.
So first off, let's talk about, so what we're going to do is demo the Investo Pro, a platform that we have built and are rolling out in Europe. And our partner there is Intesa Sanpaolo. They're the third largest bank in Europe and the European Union. I'll talk a little bit more about them. I got a few stats on them. So this is the new online trading platform for the bank. We're looking at the bank's website. This is the press release and introduction issued by them. And so together we are launching Investo Pro, and that will be Intesa Sanpaolo's last online trading platform. So a little bit more about Intesa Sanpaolo and who they are. They were awarded the best bank in Italy. They're headquartered in Italy. They have got around 12 million multi-channel clients. 7.5 million of those clients are using their banking app. So this is a sizable bank. It's also a bank that's expecting some 4 billion euro net income for 2021. So some investors have been a little worried about the strength of the banks that are Italian based, and this is clearly one that's strong and profitable. So now we'll go straight to Investo Pro and do a walk here on what Investo Pro is all about. So we cover on Investo Pro. So this is live. Anyone can go and use this, collecting user ID and logins, but there's no cost right now to get any of this information that I'm showing you today. We're covering equities, bonds, ETFs, derivatives, currencies, commodities, and so on the platform. So it's very rich in content. Crypto is something that we'll look to add in the future. So we'll spend our time today on equities. So if we were to, for example, hunt through and select a lot of any of the European exchanges, I'll stick to an Italian one, and scroll through and pick, we'll do a little car theme here. So let's say we wanted to have a look at Ferrari, Italian-based company, and someone might be interested in researching this company a bit. So we have charts. Everyone has charts, but this is where the Capital Cube overview is where our analytics come through. So we're high in visual content, a little 5-star rating system. So quickly you can identify this company that's got strong fundamentals. Technical analysis is pretty good. The dividend quality is mid-range, and the ESG score as well. And then what is coming as soon as we're enabled for client accounts, we'll have the portfolio compatibility score here. So a user will know instantly whether this is an appropriate an investment for their account, depending on their risk tolerance that they set up when they first opened their account. Then we have a number of ratios allowing a user to their calculations on any of those things. We have a fairly deep dive here on fundamental analysis. Again, lots of ratios. If you want to study what the 5-year history of the PE ratio is, there's some Italian rolling through here, but we have all that in graphic and visual format, very easy for a user to be able to look through and perform that analysis. Bringing in the analysts, these are the human analyst consensus ratings on the stock. Here we're showing the target price. This graph shows in green what the target price of the consensus target price is compared to the actual stock price itself. That's a 5-year history. So you can kind of get a sense of whether the analysts have been on track, yes or no, with the performance of the company. And today there are 22 analysts that cover it. This is a 1-year graph of how the target prices have changed. The analysts have become a little less bullish on this particular stock of late. And we generate content. So this is content that's created by our team, editorials by our subsidiary MarketWall, talking about why is it that on June 15th, Ferrari's stock was down after Goldman Sachs downgraded the stock. So you can read that and learn more about it. We have other content as well. You can get a sense of who the institutional investors are in the story. We have videos that are created. These are the future expectations of both revenues and earnings for the company, lots of new content and so forth. And then say, okay, I'd like to dive a little deeper. We can jump into the company profile itself. And here in this section, again, without leaving the platform, we're able to pull in the investor materials and the investor presentation.
I mean, while it's loading here. So, and again, I want to kind of reiterate, you guys cover 50,000 stocks worldwide, equities that, obviously, and constantly adding to that number. And a lot of this content, machine driven, which is why you guys can scale so hard. So obviously, congratulations. Looks extremely beautiful so far. And I want to invite at this point, before we go forward, anyone with questions, please drop them below. We want to make sure we mix in a bunch of Q&A about the platform, and please try and give it a shot. As Scott mentioned, it is free, so you can see all this stuff we're showing you for your favorite company. So here, Scott, if you want to keep going.
So this is the investor presentation of Ferrari, so a user can scroll through that and read it at their leisure. And if you want to learn more about the upcoming dates of when they're reporting their quarter, the management team, investor relations information, and so forth. So it gives a very good information package of the company itself without having to leave the platform. And then to do a further dive, we also, here's where a user could buy a research report created by our Capital Q platform. And just to be clear, you pointed out 50,000 companies. We cover, on Investo Pro, we're covering European and large cap US, but on our Capital Cube research, we do cover 50,000 worldwide. So Investo Pro is set up to allow research and trade only on the European and large cap US at this point. So here you could buy a report, and that report would be a machine created report that would look something like this. This is Tesla, but that's the style of report that you would receive. And for 10 euros per month, you have access to those types of reports. And then to execute the trade, and this feature will be turned on shortly, you will simply hit buy, sell, and that would allow you to execute the trade and enter your trade accordingly. We have on the platform a lot of, we generate trading ideas for users, users who might be looking for trade ideas. And we're, again, really rich on creating content. So we're creating, for example, a weekly magazine. This is a digital magazine that gets to your inbox. It's again in Italian only at this point. for the Italian address for the Italian users. But it's a very high quality research magazine that allows you to kind of thumb through on a Saturday morning to pick what your trade ideas might be. If you're brand new to investing, we have a learning academy as well, and with that you can go in and take courses to either enable your own virtual trading or to start using some of the electronic courses that we have. So very much geared toward users who are learning to invest on their own and who want to be able to have information to do so. And we have US stocks covered as well, like I mentioned. So keeping with the car theme, if you were wanting to research Tesla, same things apply, everything in the same format that we just went through. So really visual of all things. And the market's closed just now as we're speaking. So this isn't live, but this is where you would see the most recent trades, for example. And again, the fundamental quality of the company. Tesla doesn't pay a dividend, so therefore there is no dividend. So with a very simple visual, you can learn a lot about a company and how it's performing very, very quickly. And that's what we aim to do, to be able to help users make speedy research decisions all from one platform without having to leave the platform.
Yeah, look, I love it, and again, I really do encourage some people to give it a try, and come back with any questions, and look to we'll talk about this in terms of general kind of business opportunities moving forward, and the fact that really you're seeing a lot of investing move towards people doing their own investing, their own research, and a lot of new investors in the past year and a half since COVID. So love it. I love the opportunity, and again, I want to invite anyone with questions, please drop it below. We'll do a Q&A coming up. But Scott, anything else you wanted to kind of cover about the platform? And I do expect we'll do a lot more of these, but anything you want to throw in now?
Yeah, I think we're recording this here on 4th of August, and Robinhood was up sharply today. So there's clearly a lot of interest in this sector space, and Robinhood obviously is operating in the US. We're operating in Europe. We are looking to build the same thing as what we've built in the European market. We're preparing to do so for the North American market as well. But the main point that I would reemphasize is the opportunity for the blue sky opportunity that's in front of us as we roll it out in the European market, and we'll soon be loading clients on for trading. Again, Intesa Sanpaolo has over 1 million customers that are already using their banking app on their mobile phones. So that's a built-in user base that's already accustomed to at least the electronic channels. And they'll be able to, should they choose to open a trading account, they'll be able to do that and using the same login credentials as they into Investo Pro as they do for their banking application. So within that alone is a large built-in addressable audience. And then we'll be taking it out to other European customers as well, beyond the reach of Intesa Sanpaolo. And we see that as a very exciting opportunity for growth throughout the European marketplace. And then our next phase, of course, is to get ready to do the same. So it's a very exciting chapter ahead of us for the company, for sure.
Yeah, look, hey, a lot of good teasers to cover in future videos, growth plans and things like that. So, Scott, thanks so much for taking the time. Enjoy the sailing, and I look forward to chatting again soon.
Always a pleasure, Jason. Thank you. Take care.